Hello. So in this video, we're going to be looking at forming a quadratic function when we're given 2 points, when we're given the vertex, and when we're given a random point that the graph passes through. So moving to our first question, which is from a parabola, the vertex we've been given is 3 and 2, and our graph also passes through the point 1 and -2. So the best way to do this would be first forming it into a vertex form function. So our vertex form is y is equal to a times x minus b squared plus q. And given our vertex, we are given 3 and 2 as our vertex. We know that our y coordinate of our vertex is 2 and our x coordinate is 3. So 2 is our y coordinate, 3 is our x coordinate. Now what we know about the vertex form is that the p represents your x coordinate of your vertex, and your q represents your y coordinate of your vertex. So now knowing that, if you write down our points, which I know p is equal to 3, so I replace p with 3, and of course it's squared. And I know my q is my y value of my vertex, which is also 2, so I'm going to write 2. Now we got everything we need for our function except our a. So to find our a, we can use our point that the graph passes through, which in this case is 1 and 2. What I know from my 1 and 2 is my x value is 1, 1, and my y value is -2. So what I would do with point this point that I know is I would substitute my x value into my x into my function and my y value into my place of my y in my function. So my y is -2, 8, that's what I want to find. My x is 1, everything else stays very much the same. Now I expand out my function, or my equation rather. Now I have -2 squared, which is 4. So I have 4a plus 2. I can take my 2 to the other side and it turns into a negative. So I have -2 minus 2. And this will, I mean, -2 minus 2 is 4. I mean, -4. I have 4. If I divide both sides by 4, beg your pardon, sorry about that. 4 and 4. Now I know my value of my a is equal to -1, because 4 divided by -4 divided by 4 is -1. There we go. Now I have everything I need for my function, so I can substitute. So I can substitute my a into my function here. So my final function is -1 times x minus 3 squared plus 2. This is in the vertex form. If we wanted to change this into the standard form, all we would do is expand this out. We would, let me just show you guys that. All I would do is expand everything out. So in this case, I would use my FOIL. So I would have x squared minus 3x plus 9 plus my 2. Now I have my x squared minus my 6x plus my 9 plus my 2. Now if I further expand that, I will have -x squared times everything with a negative, positive 6x minus 9 plus my 2. Now I am left with, if I add up my terms, I will have -x squared plus 6x minus 7. There we go. That is my quadratic function given 2 points in standard form. So let's just do one more question really quick here. I don't want to make this too long. So again, we're trying to find the parabola and for the quadratic function. We're given our vertex is 4 and 6, so we would use the same protocol here as well. X minus b squared plus q. My x value is 4, which I would substitute into my p. So I have negative 4 squared. My q is 6, so I write down a 6 there. Now, if I wanted to find my a, I have my point, which is my x value is equal to 2, my y value is equal to 3, and I would substitute those values into my function here. So I have y is 3, so I have 3 is equal to a times my x, which is 2 minus 4 squared plus 6. Now I would expand this out. 2 minus 4 gives me negative 2 squared plus 6. 3 is equal to negative 2 squared is 4. So I have 4a plus 6 here. Now I have to isolate my a, so I'm going to take my 6 to the other side. So it becomes 3 minus 6, which is negative 3, is equal to 4a. To isolate my a here, I'm going to end up with a fraction. I divide both sides by 4. So now I have isolated my a successfully. A is equal to negative 3 over 4. Now to form my function, back here again, I know y is equal to, I know my a now, which is negative 3 over 4. Y is equal to negative 3 over 4, x minus 4 squared plus 6. So that is my quadratic function. So if do leave a like on this video and consider subscribing for more math videos. Thanks for watching.